Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now today's video is all about hybrids. Now there's new releases come out. There's the Apex by Callaway, the TSIs are due by Titleist, there's the Sims and the Sim 2s by TaylorMade, there's a G425 by Ping, and that's all anybody is talking about when it comes to hybrids. So today I'm going to do something about the forgotten hybrids. These are three hybrids that nobody really talks about when it comes to hybrids. And they are, first of all, the Cleveland Launcher Halo hybrid. These are all 19-degree hybrids, so that's the first one. The second one is the Srixon ZX hybrid. Now this again is a 3 hybrid and 19 degrees. And the final one is a little bit out there. It's the ORKA GS5 hybrid. Now these three hybrids aren't spoken about. When it comes to people testing on YouTube, when it comes to hybrids, they don't talk about them. It's always Apex, Sim, G425, Titleist. These never get spoken about when people are comparing hybrids. So today I'm going to compare all three. I'm going to compare them on distance and I'm going to compare them on dispersion and see which one would go into my bag if I was choosing out of these three. So let's get into it. Right, first one we're going to use is the one that's currently in my bag. This is the Cleveland Launcher Halo. Now this has got a Miyazaki stiff flexed shaft in it. I think this shaft is fantastic and massively underrated. It is 19 degrees. It has got the high bore crown on it. It's got the halo weighting. It's got the rails underneath to aid a little bit of turf interaction. All in all, this is a hybrid that I have been massively impressed with this year. So underrated when they come to hybrid Clevelands. So in fact, Cleveland is just underrated altogether when it comes to clubs. I just think people look at the price and think it's cheap, when actually it's actually just really, really good value for money. Let's see how we get on with this. We're gonna have 5 or 6 shots with each and just try and compare them. Down at the ball, this Halo launcher looks fantastic. I have done a review of this, which I'll link up in the top here. So please check that out. So I'm not going to go through the whole spec, but just a great hybrid. So a little bit heavy on that one, but it's still done really well. Still carried 210 yards. So forgiving. On the fairway, exactly what you'd want a hybrid to do. It's just, they're just such good clubs when it comes to hybrids. Cleveland. Another great shot, a little bit out the toe, but it's gone out there. 228, 229 carry. Really, really good. And I don't even feel like I've middled one yet, but the ball speed up at 143 is just fantastic. Spin at 3.5, which is where I'd want a club like this to be going. They are just fantastic hybrids. Oh, nailed that one. Absolutely nailed that one. Just really, really good. 228, and that's with quite a high spin on that one. 4.2 on the spin. The sound off this Cleveland hybrid is good. It's not offensive. Another good hit. It just draws around, but they are, like, for distance, for a 19 hybrid, like, the distance is fantastic with these clubs. The ball speed off the face is really good. I just cannot fault the Cleveland hybrid at all. Another great hit. Probably the best one to finish with. Yeah, just consistent ball speed, consistent distances, consistent spin, just everything you'd want from a hybrid. Right, Srixon hybrid time. Looks pretty similar to the Cleveland, to be honest. It's got like a little bit of a high bore crown on it. The only difference really with this is it's a gloss finish as opposed to a matte finish with you get on the Cleveland, and there's no rails underneath it. And then this has got what's called a rebound frame. And the rebound frame is there to aid ball speed out behind the centre of gravity. You get this right and the ball flies with this club. Absolutely flies with it. So much ball speed, but how does it compare to the Cleveland? That's the question. That's a good hit. Different sound altogether. Interesting that that's leaked out to the right. left the face open, come out the heel. Don't feel this is as forgiving as the Cleveland, if I'm being perfectly honest. I feel like the Cleveland, like it's one of those clubs I can stand over and just think, I'm not missing. Whereas this one, just, I don't know, it's like, you get it right and it is an absolute wonder club. Like that, absolutely nailed it. Like, it's the furthest carry. Absolutely the furthest carry, 233. So good. But I just feel like it hasn't got the forgiveness of the Cleveland. If you want that extra bit of forgiveness, then that Cleveland's got it. But the sound off this is phenomenal. Like, it's really good. It sounds so much better than the Cleveland. Another good hit. All these are slightly going out to the right, but again, consistent yardages, consistent spins. Really, really interesting. And just, it's a shame that these get forgotten about when people are comparing hybrids. It's all Apex this and TaylorMade that. No one really talks about these three. That's a good hit. Just a shame these are all going out to the right. That put me off this club. I feel like the Cleveland's just an easier club to hit than this one. Okay, the ORKA GS5. When I first got this, and I'll put the link up here again, I thought this was the best hybrid I've ever hit when I first got this. It just felt fantastic. The distance was good. It looks great with a matte finish, and then there's a K on top of to line up with. The other hybrids don't have anything to sort of line you up with, whereas this does, and I like that. It's right in the center. But that was about a year ago. How does it compare now? Completely different sound. Just leaked out to the right. It's a lot spinnier, but I did leave the face open with that slightly. So I just don't feel like anything is competing with that Cleveland at the moment when it comes to hybrids. That's a good hit. That's a great hit. Love that draw. Absolutely love that draw. See, I feel like I got hold of that one, but it's just not carrying as far as the other two. Doesn't seem to be as hot off the face, or it's a little bit more spinnier, which, to be honest, isn't a bad thing. As long as it fits the yardage, that's all that matters. Oh, that's a good hit again. Yeah, I love that draw with this club. Absolutely love it. Oh, there we go. That one's gone well out there. 234. So it's certainly not lacking in distance. It's just all down to strike, isn't it? Lower spin. Oh, like, more people should be talking about these three hybrids and not just playing the corporate game with the big boys. That's another great hit. They are just drawing round and on top of each other. They are lovely. Absolutely lovely. All right, last one with the ORKA, then we'll check out some numbers and have a bit of conclusion. But not a lot between the three, I don't think. And that's a great one to finish. Absolutely on top of each other. Look at that. Can't separate them. And great ball speed and carry. 234. These are going to be hard to separate. Right then, let's look at the numbers. So, ball speed off the Srixon 146, off the launcher 141, and off the ORKA 146. So the launcher is actually the less ball speed out of the three. Launch angle's not a lot in it. 14 with the ORKA, 15 with the Halo, 14.6 with the Srixon. So that could be shaft dependent. Spin, lower spinning with the launcher, mid spin with the ORKA, and a little bit higher spinning with the Srixon. And then the carry distance is 227 with the Srixon and the launcher. Now that's going further with less ball speed because it's got less spin. That's the main crux of that. And then 230 with the ORKA, so it's actually going the furthest. Let's have a quick look at the club data. Look at impact place, the ORKA smack bang in the middle, Srixon a little bit low, and launcher a little bit in the toe. Efficiency, ORKA wins it all day long. The head speed, interestingly, with the Srixon is 5 miles an hour faster, so I'm swinging that faster, but I'm just not getting the efficiency out of it. I'm not getting the ball speed that matches the head speed. Dynamic loft at impact, it's the highest lofting, and then the halo, and then the ORKA is at 19, and it is a 19, so that's great. Look at the dispersion when it comes to it. Srixon is the tightest, but it's out to the right. Then we go launcher, which is more central, and the ORKA, to be fair, I put one out to the right. If I just look at the ORKA, and that first one that missed right, for example, I disable it because it was the first swing after all. And then we go to compare. Look how tight that ORKA is then. That one shot just pushed that out to the right. Whereas with the others, the launcher, again, a one out to the right. So let's just select that and disable. So let's give this a bit of a fairness. So let's just select that one out to the right. Srixon, they all went out the right. So that's really, really standard. But then look at it. So launcher halo is still pretty tight, but look at that ORKA. That is such a tight dispersion. I know it's a very small data set. That is effectively 4 shots, but that's 5 shots, that's 4 shots. That ORKA is so overlooked when it comes to being a hybrid. So after looking at those numbers, I mean, how can you dismiss the ORKA? It carries the furthest at 230. It is the tightest dispersion. Yes, it's left. That's perfect for me. I love that like draw shot. Then the halo again is a great dispersion. The Srixon just leaks out to the right. I just find the Srixon the hardest to hit out the 3. But price. So let's start at the top. Srixon, £229. It's there or thereabouts with hybrid prices these days. It matches the other brands. That's full retail price. You're probably going to pay $219 for it, maybe $200, depend online possibly. So not bad. Then the Cleveland Halo, £179 RRP. You're probably going to pay about $169, I'd think, something like that. Depends on where you go or online. So great value for money. But the dark horse in this is the ORKA. Full RRP for this, and it is shaft dependent. There's slight changes in shaft, but with this 10 size shafting, RRP for this is £159. Like, that is 60, 70 pound cheaper than the Srixon. And for me, on my test, it outperforms it everywhere. Ball speed, it outperforms it in better spin, it outperforms it in distance, and it outperforms it in dispersion. So small data set, I completely understand that. Only 5 shots with each, I could spend longer doing it and the dispersions would get bigger. But everything about that ORKA, out of those 3, says I should be playing it and putting it back in the bag. And kind of warrants the video that I put up where I said, this is the best hybrid ever. Why did I take it out the bag, you ask? Well, I wanted to play Callaway that year. That's basically it. Wasn't due to performance. I just wanted something new and shiny. I'd played with that for 12 months and I wanted something new. But that test, it possibly should be going straight back into the bag. But let me know what you think. Comment down below, what do you think of that test and what do you think of those 3 hybrids? Everyone's talking about the big boys, the Callaways, your Titleists, your TaylorMades. Very few talk about these 3, but are they as good as them? I will know soon because I'm getting the ping, I'm getting the Titleist, I'm getting the Callaway, and hopefully getting the TaylorMade to put up against it. But out of that test, it's going to take a good hybrid to beat that ORKA and all 3 of them really. They were all tight, they were all good distances. It's just for me personally, I found one easier to hit than the others. It's pretty much that simple. If you are new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below. It would mean the world to me. We are so close now to 6,000 subscribers. I'm hoping to get there very, very soon. So if you are watching this and you're not subscribed, please do subscribe and also give this video a like. It would mean the world to me again. But that's it for today's video, and I'll see you all on the next video, probably tomorrow.